The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Commander Zefthar of the Valorian Empire transmitted the battlefield footage. 17 species representatives leaned forward in their observation pods, their various sensory organs focused on the holographic display that materialized in the center of the Grand Hall. "What you are about to witness," Zefthar announced, his crystalline voice trembling slightly, "is why I have called this emergency session. The humans have engaged the Krell swarm." A collective gasp rippled through the chamber. The Krell swarm had been the scourge of the Outer Rim for 3 centuries, an unstoppable force of insectoid warriors that consumed everything in their path. Dozens of civilizations had fallen before their relentless advance. The Council had deemed them unbeatable, choosing instead to establish quarantine zones and pray the swarm's expansion would eventually slow. The footage began. At first it seemed routine. The Krell forces, numbering in the tens of thousands, descended upon a human colony world designated as Terra Nova. The planet's automated defenses had already fallen. Evacuation ships struggled to escape the orbital blockade. It appeared to be another tragic loss in the galaxy's long history of warfare. Then the humans arrived. Ambassador Quillix of the Ceranthian Collective felt her anterior gills flutter in confusion as she watched 3 human warships drop out of faster-than-light travel. Only 3 ships against a Krell armada? It was suicide. Even worse, the ships weren't retreating to evacuate survivors. They were advancing directly into the Krell formation. "This makes no tactical sense," she whispered. The human vessels opened fire, but it wasn't their weaponry that caught the Council's attention. It was what happened next. The ships didn't maintain safe distance or execute hit-and-run tactics as any rational military force would. Instead, they accelerated directly into the heart of the Krell swarm, taking catastrophic damage, their hulls breaching in multiple sections. Then the boarding pods launched, hundreds of them, shot from the dying human ships like seeds from a burst fruit, each one carrying human soldiers directly into Krell vessels. The Council members watched in mounting disbelief as these tiny pods, no larger than personal transports, crashed through Krell armor plating with what could only be described as reckless abandon. "They're boarding Krell warships," Zefthar said, his voice hollow, while still under fire, without waiting for the enemy's shields to fail. The camera feed switched to internal footage captured by Krell security systems. What the Council witnessed next would haunt them for years to come. The humans that emerged from those boarding pods were unlike anything the galaxy had prepared for. They wore powered armor, certainly, but it was the way they moved that disturbed the observers. There was no hesitation, no fear response that every other sentient species exhibited when facing superior numbers. The humans advanced through Krell-infested corridors like they belonged there, like the very concept of being outnumbered was meaningless to them. A human soldier, the footage identified her as Sergeant Maria Chen, kicked down a bulkhead door and stepped into a chamber containing 37 Krell warriors. Any other species would have retreated. The Krell themselves paused, mandibles clicking in what their behavioral experts had identified as satisfaction at cornering prey. "Sergeant." Chen smiled, she smiled, then she opened fire. What followed wasn't combat as the Galactic Council understood it. It was something primal, something that spoke to ancient fears buried in every civilized species' evolutionary past. The humans fought with a ferocity that didn't diminish when they were wounded. If anything, they became more dangerous. One soldier, after losing an arm to Krell acid, picked up his severed limb and used it as a club, before switching to his sidearm. "By the ancient stars," breathed Representative Kix of the Harmonious Collective, his pacifist species known for their sophisticated conflict resolution protocols. "They're enjoying this," it was true. The audio feed captured human voices coordinating, shouting warnings, calling out targets, but interwoven with the tactical chatter were other sounds. War cries, taunts directed at the enemy, even laughter. One human, after single-handedly clearing an engine room of Krell, was heard saying, "Just like the training sims, but the AI was tougher." The Krell began to retreat. This had never happened before. The Krell swarm did not retreat. They did not feel fear. They were genetically engineered for war, their pain receptors removed, their survival instinct replaced with pure aggression. Yet here they were, withdrawing from human soldiers, attempting to seal bulkheads and vent sections of their own ships to stop the human advance. It didn't work. The humans cut through every barrier. breached every sealed door, and hunted the Krell through their own vessels with methodical precision. Within 4 hours, 17 Krell warships had been captured from the inside. The human Marines planted their species flag, a quaint territorial custom, on each bridge before moving to the next target. The footage ended with a transmission from the human fleet commander, Admiral James Okonkwo, to the Krell hive mind. "You came to our world. You threatened our people. This is your only warning. Leave human space now, or we will show you what humanity does to those who prey upon the weak. We are not the victims you're used to. We are the thing your species was never designed to face. Persistence predators who refuse to quit." The holographic display faded, leaving the council chamber in darkness, broken only by the bioluminescent glow of various representatives. Zefthar's voice cut through the silence. "The Krell swarm has withdrawn from all contested territories. They are retreating beyond the galactic rim. Their hive mind sent a single message to us. Do not allow the humans beyond their borders. They are not warriors. They are something worse. They are survivors who have weaponized their survival instinct." Ambassador Quillix felt her gills flutter again, but this time not in confusion, in fear. "The question before this council," Zefthar continued, "is whether humanity should be welcomed as allies or contained as a threat, because after watching that footage, I am no longer certain which they are." Representative Kick, still shaken, offered a quiet observation that would echo through the galaxy for generations. "Perhaps they are both. Perhaps that is what makes them human." The vote was called. In a historic decision, humanity was granted full membership in the Galactic Council, with one unprecedented condition: they would serve as the Council's military arm, the shield between civilization and the chaos beyond. The humans accepted with the same smile Sergeant Chen had worn facing those 37 Krell warriors. The galaxy had found its protectors. Whether it wanted them or not,